If it's Friday night, welcome to the Cerebral Smack Talk. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is Google MF Michael Fletcher alongside Anthony Florio, Michael Bullock, and Didi Woodson, our esteemed panel, all together here tonight. And here we go, guys. It is Smackdown Live, and of course, a very special edition of the Mikey's Mindset as we will cover New Japan Pro Wrestling's biggest wrestling event of the year that happens on January 4 every year. It does not matter what day it is. It's Wrestle Kingdom 15 from the world famous Tokyo Dome in Tokyo, Japan. 2-night event. And then the third night, which is New Year's Dash, we'll recap that, which is also from a famous place in Japan in Tokyo, Korakuen Hall. If you guys know, that's always that's their version of the night after WrestleMania where all hell could break loose. You never know what type of bomb or surprise happened on that night. Well, we had quite a few this year. So we'll go into that as well. But we started off with SmackDown Live. Roman Reigns cutting a promo interrupted by Kevin Owens. Well, actually interrupted by Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce, of all people, came out. And, yeah. I mean, look, I'm going to say it like this. This was an interesting storyline. Roman Reigns, without a doubt, is the best heel on SmackDown Live. As a matter of fact, the best heel in WWE right now. The fans wanted him to be the heel. He's a heel, and he's been unbelievable in his role. I mean, he's so over as a heel, but the people love him. It's weird. It's like whenever he was a face, they boo the living daylights out of him. Now that he's actually a bona fide legit heel, he's getting praised. It's like this is his best work ever. And it's unbelievable. Adam Pearce is, I don't know if you're the most gullible or the dumbest idiot right now in WWE. You literally played right into his hands. But it gets even crazier. I'm not even going to touch this now. This was solid. This was good to start. Anthony Florio, it's yours.
And MF, I know you're going to be addressing, you'll definitely, I'm sure you'll probably be dropping some 96, 97 JR knowledge when it comes to Adam Pearce, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I will. I will.
Because we all know, unlike myself and Bullock and Didi, we don't know much about him, but you know him more than any of us do because you followed him in Ring of Honor and NWA. I know that. So, but anywho, segment of the night. I mean, you know, we always complain about repetitiveness on Monday Night Raw, and while this was somewhat repetitive, this is the only repetitive that's actually good because it's Roman Reigns. My God, this guy continues to impress. I mean, but the only small nitpick I have is while it would have made more sense to involve the members of the Gauntlet elimination match in this segment, Roman carried it all the same. His fierce attitude toward Adam Pearce was very difficult to ignore. And based on what we saw at the end of the night, it set up the quiet potential of a one-off match between the head of the table and the veteran independent wrestler. Wink, wink. Casual WWE fans likely have no idea who Pearce is. You know, that's like myself and Michael Bullock and maybe Didi Woodson. I don't know. But MF knows him. Like I said, the 5-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion could certainly sell an underdog rivalry with Reigns. It is all up to if he can be cleared for action this late in his career, and the possibility of the story is limitless. Adam Pearce retired from professional wrestling right around Christmas time in 2014. So we're going to have to wait and see. But so that's really all there is for me to say on this. This indeed was the segment of the night. I mean, this was the only real segment of the night because this was a wrestling heavy show. So I don't know what else there is to say. For the moment, we have lost Michael Bullock. I don't know if he hit the wrong button or if something came up on his end, but until he comes back, I'm just going to give it to Didi Woodson. So, Didi, your thoughts on this? Oh, Bullet's here. We just don't see you, Bullet.
What if you could sell your house in just a few days?
No, I don't see you at all. You're not in. There you go.
There he is. All right, now we can go to him. All right, Michael Bullet, come on in. Opening segment there. Roman Reigns continuing to kill it, but going after Adam Pearce. Whoa.
Yeah, he basically went after Adam Pearce. Like, we were all sitting there like, wait a minute, why is he going after him? I mean, we don't know, but yeah, Roman Reigns continues to show why he is the best heel right now in WWE. I mean, he just literally continues to hit a home run as a heel. And this is why the people in the IWC are praising him. I mean, they wanted him as a heel, and they got him. And he's certainly taking that ball and rolling with it. So, yeah, there's really nothing more to say on it. So, Didi Woodson, it's yours.
Yeah, this was a very good segment to start the show off with, and yeah, I mean he really went after Adam Pearce because of him making that match with Kevin Owens and Jey Uso, and he really did not like it, and so he was going to make it clear in his way, this is how I'm going to do it, and it's how this is what you're going to do. So yeah, it was a very good segment. He did, they all did a great job out there, and it was neat getting to see Paul Heyman actually, back him down a little bit. So yeah, not much more I'm going to add. Definitely segment of the night. So it's yours, Fletch.
Some of Adam Pearce's greatest moments in his career is he's a pro wrestling gorilla world heavyweight champion. And Anthony, you alluded to it. The biggest success he ever had was he had Sweet Charlotte, the 10 pounds of gold, as the NWA world heavyweight champion in his career. And that's some of the big accolades of Adam Pearce's career. More than anything else, he is definitely no slouch in the ring. He definitely can bring it, but we'll talk about that later on. Now we're going to get into a match that was highly coveted. This was the Big E Open Challenge for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. It was answered by Apollo Crews a week ago, and, well, this is what happened. It started off where the match got thrown out in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Well, the match got thrown out because of a double pin. Basically, a pinning combination. Both the shoulders were down for the 1, 2, 3. Well, that doesn't help anything. But a fired up Apollo Crews slapped Big E in the face and dared him to restart the fight. You just pissed off Big E on that point. Big E says, hell yeah, alright, you SOB. You want to start slapping people around? Let's go. Round 2. Ding! We get into round 2. We're going to combine this together. The winner of the bout, in a total combined time of 5 minutes of, 5 minutes. And, let's see, 3:20 and 2:30. That's about 6 altogether. That's actually, 5:40. 5 minutes and 40, 6 altogether. Let me see. 3:20 and 2:30, that's 5:50. So 5 minutes, 50 seconds altogether. And still, the Intercontinental Champion, Big E, Anthony Florio. It's all yours. Wow, this was crazy.
Indeed it was. Odd booking and a lack of time let down an impressive and energetic sprint between two motivated performers. Big E and Crews were all in to make this work, and they gave fans an impressive physical war of strength and speed. A rematch should get at least 5 more minutes, if not more. Apollo Crews teased the heel turn, after slapping his friend in the face out of frustration. It would be too early to turn him, but Cruz could make a splash if this is finally what sets him up to thrive on Friday Night SmackDown. So, I'm going to give it 2.5 stars for the effort, only because it was way too short for my liking. I thought they were going to get more time, but the action was good. It was great. It was a be a man fight, and I mean, what else is there to say? They pulled out the old Flair Steamboat '94 Spring Stampede card on this with the double pin there. So, well, we'll see. We'll see. So, hopefully this will lead to a rematch down the line, maybe on a future SmackDown, maybe even at the Royal Rumble. Who knows if they decide to go that route? We'll see. But it's a solid 2.5 for me. No doubt about it. It would have been more if there had been more, but I don't know. So all I can say, Michael Bullock, come on in. I mean, we watched this during our SmackDown chat this evening, and we couldn't believe Apollo Crews. I mean, when he slapped Big E, I was thinking, uh-oh, possible heel turn, and you and I agreed if they do this, it could work wonders for him.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this 2.5 stars as well for the effort. I mean, when the double pinfall happened, and Apollo Crews was not happy, and because originally he thought he won the match, but when the referee was ready to, he's like, Apollo Crews was not happy to the point that he actually slapped him. And when he slapped Big E, I'm like, oh, I think he made a big mistake. But it also made me believe that I thought that maybe a heel turn could do wonders for Apollo Crews, because right now his babyface isn't working at all. So we're gonna wait and see what happens with that development. So 2.5 stars for the effort. So nothing more to say. Dee Dee Whitson, it's yours.
Yeah, 2.5 stars. It was a definitely a B-man fight. You know, these guys did a great job, and you know, I'm kind of glad they did restart it from the double count. So yeah, not much more I'm going to add. It's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, this was a heck of a match, man. This was, oh man. I mean, this turned out a lot better than I think it was gonna go. And am I disappointed about the double pin? Yeah, I was disappointed at first. But at the end of the day, I think it did wonders. I thought it really helped out, and you know that was pretty good. That was a pretty good story. I like it, and I hope that we do get more Big E versus I hope we do get more Big E versus Apollo Crews. I think we deserve another match. I mean, yes, it was short for my liking. Yes, it was short, but it was a fun little match, a fun little sprint. These guys were going to tear each other apart. I think they deserve to go and let these guys, let them rip, let them go. I think it would be a hell of a match if they pulled the trigger on that. So we'll see what happens. Nothing more to add. Next up on the fight card we had was for the Smackdown Tag Team titles. The Street Profits goes up against Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. When it was all said and done, the winners of the bout in 15 minutes even. And new Smackdown Tag Team Champions Robert Roode, Dolph Ziggler, Michael Bullock. History was made in the Thunderdome tonight. Roode and Ziggler has done it. They have made history. They are the new Tag Team Champions of SmackDown Live. Oh my God.
Yeah, what a match this was. I'll give this 3.5 stars. I mean, this was an awesome match. I mean, and the thing is, when the injury to Montez Ford, when he was trying to go to the top to basically attempt his move, I'm like, yeah, I got a feeling we're gonna have new tag team champions. And boy, howdy, did that come to fruition? I mean, we knew that eventually that they were going to lose the titles because, I mean, look, they've had a run, of course, first with the Raw titles, and then had to swap for the SmackDown tag team titles when got moved to SmackDown. But yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens now that Rude and Ziggler are the tag team champs. So a great matchup here. So there's really nothing more to say. Dee Woodson, it is yours.
Yeah, I agree with the rating. 3.5 stars. It's a it's pretty good for this tag match. Yeah, you have to give it up for Dawkins for trying, to hold it out mostly by himself. But yeah, when Ford got hurt, yeah, pretty much I think a lot of us knew it was going to turn, and it was inevitable that they were going to eventually lose. So yeah, the Dirty Dogs won the title now, Rude and Ziggler. So not much more I'm going to add. We'll just have to see what they do. So it's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, this is history making. But I do understand why they did the title change. First off, it looks like they were trying to sell Montez Ford being hurt. Now, was that a legit injury or is this a storyline driven injury? We don't know, but it is an interesting story on that front. Then on top of that, to see new tag team champions tonight of all nights on on the second SmackDown of 2021. I mean, holy cow, that's amazing how that happened. Great moment for them, history-making moment for them. I mean, Anthony Florio, this is 3.5 stars, and this, honestly, going into this, I don't know if we would have thought that Ziggler and Rude was gonna win. Maybe they would have had a championship committee moment again, but did any of us think that we were going to see history made tonight? I don't think so. No.
Actually, I kind of had a feeling when this match was made, and based on what we had seen previously, I thought maybe there was a chance. I really did, and I'm actually not surprised by this outcome. I had a feeling that we were going to see new champions here. Bullock can tell you that. I mean, I told him that during our SmackDown chat this evening. 3.5 stars, teetering on 3.75 of a star. This was the absolute best these teams have looked together. Montez Ford, as always, was the star of the show, but in a very different way. He sold like a champion to make clear that this was never a fair fight. Fans had already seen that the Street Profits were better, so it was important to make clear how different this was. Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode needed to win this match. If they lost after everything this duo had gone through, they might as well have broken up, for goodness sakes. Hopefully now, WWE will finally commit to these teams for a while. And the Profits held tag team gold for 10 months. So it'll be fun to see them back in hunt mode, in challenger mode. So a great run. Started last March when they won the Raw Tag Team Championship from then champion Seth Rollins and Murphy. And they never lost the Raw Tag Team titles. They had to switch them, all of that switcheroo on draft night with the New Day. And then they became the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. They hadn't lost, and then they finally go down tonight. So a combined 10-month reign with 2 sets of belts. Is it any wonder why we voted this team? Why we unanimously voted this team as our tag team of the year for 2020. So great run. All good things must come to an end. Nothing lasts forever. And MF, as I said on the commentary tonight, you heard me. I went into vintage Jesse mode on this. New champions of the world. Yes, I did. So
yes. And I remember it when after I said it's over and we heard the ring announcement, Anthony was the first one to jump on it. New champions of the world. And then in traditional gorilla mode, history has been made here at the Thunderdome tonight. I harped right behind him after he yelled new champions of the world. So yeah, sure. It was unbelievable. What a night.
Yep, 3.5 to 3.75 of a star. You can make an argument for Fight of the Night, but then again, you can also make an argument for our next match, this huge main event, MF.
Oh yeah, it was a gauntlet, y'all. So basically what it is it's a gauntlet match, and the winner of this gauntlet will challenge for the Universal Championship at the Royal Rumble event. That will be going down on January 31st, live from the Thunderdome inside of Tropicana Field, St. Petersburg, Florida. So, with that said, here we go. So we started the whole thing off with Sami Zayn, and he went up against Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio won the match. He advances to the next round. At that point, Rey Mysterio goes up against Shinsuke Nakamura. Nakamura wins the match. He advances to the next round. That led to King Corbin to come out. Corbin versus Nakamura. Nakamura defeats Corbin. Corbin's out. Nakamura moves on. Then we had Daniel Bryan. Now this was going to be the good one. Nakamura versus Daniel Bryan. One-on-one. Daniel Bryan loses. Shinsuke Nakamura advances to the final round of the gauntlet, where he runs one-on-one with Adam Pearce. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the gauntlet match and the man that will now face Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship at the Royal Rumble will be Adam Pearce. Pearce wins the match. I don't have an official time. Anthony, you might need to help me on that. They gave me the first 2 falls, so I know it has to be somewhere in the 15 to 20 minute range altogether. But Dee Woodson, you get to lead off first. Adam Pearce wins the gauntlet. He's going to the Royal Rumble to fight Roman Reigns for the Universal title.
And they would have a majority support.
Yeah.
Parameters for a trial.
Definitely was not a clean win for Adam. Seeing as you had Roman's little party out there.
Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate it.
That came out right after Shinsuke defeated Daniel Bryan, which, we had that little nice show of sportsmanship between the two of them. I loved seeing the two of them shake hands. That was great. Really enjoyed that. That little moment. Out of the whole gauntlet, definitely Shinsuke versus Daniel was the best match. So, it started out kind of lame with Lame Duck Man and just kind of went from there until you hit Daniel Bryan. But, yeah, and it ends on a lame note. So, I mean, basically they take out both Adam and Shinsuke and then put Adam on top of Shinsuke, ring the bell, and count the 3. Okay, where's the match? Where's it just, it wasn't that great. I mean, I guess they're expecting Adam just to lay down for Roman at the pay-per-view, but I don't think that this is going to be a match a lot of people are going to be looking forward to at all. So I'm going to give it probably 2 to 2.25 stars. The only, like I said, the only good part of the whole thing had to be with the Daniel Bryan Shinsuke match. So most of the rating goes for that, because the rest of it it sucked basically. So not much more I'm going to add. It's yours, Fletch.
I wonder what they're going to do with Nakamura, because he and Daniel Bryan had a great moment after the match. I'm wondering if that's going to push Nakamura to be a face again. And I'm going to openly admit, a lot of people on the internet is not happy right now with WWE. Especially with Adam Pearce being the one to go through and now has to fight Roman Reigns. A lot of people felt like this is Nakamura's moment. and they feel like he's been criminally underutilized since coming to WWE. Now, granted, I will give you that. I think what happened tonight was horrible in Nakamura's sense. Nakamura was literally the Iron Man of this gauntlet match and had to fight Rey Mysterio, had to fight King Corbin, and had an unbelievable world-changing match with Daniel Bryan. And that match was by far, was without a doubt, the best out of the entire gauntlet. Go out of your way to watch Bryan versus Nakamura. That match was worthy of this night and the main event. I wish that would have been the final match, Nakamura versus Daniel Bryan, because God, what a match that would be, just for the fact to see who would fight for Roman Reigns. But I get it in the storyline context. You saw what happened earlier in the night. You saw what was happening between Adam Pearce and Roman Reigns. So you knew some way, somehow, that they were going to find each other at the end, and this was going to be the outcome. Even though Adam Pearce is not a professional wrestler, he has been retired for 6 years now. For 6 years. So you don't know what you're going to get from Adam Pearce. Now, I know he's been training. I know he's been working out. You know that he still probably has something left. And maybe this could be just this one-off run. Or maybe this could open the door for Adam Pearce to say, you know what? I'm not going to take the match. Maybe a Kevin Owens jumps into the spot. Maybe somebody else is going to jump into the fray. Because of the fact that Adam Pearce is going to be like, I'm not a professional wrestler. I'm an executive of WWE right now. Unless you force my hand into this, I don't want any part of this. So this is going to be very interesting to see what Adam Pearce is going to do now. Because now, if you think about this is quote unquote a conflict of interest. So is he going to be the company guy and say, you know what, I can't do this. I'm not allowed to do this. Somebody else is going to take my spot? Or is the lore, is the big moment of wrestling in a Royal Rumble, which is a Major 4 event, maybe the dream, the aspiration, maybe the allure of the Universal Heavyweight title might give Adam Pearce that whatever he needs to go after Roman Reigns, to fight for that belt. This is the road to WrestleMania we're talking about. For Adam Pearce, he's never been at a WrestleMania. A WrestleMania for a guy like Adam Pearce is like a needle in a haystack moment. You know you're never gonna get there unless you give it a shot. This is maybe the one and only shot Adam Pearce got that could possibly make it to WrestleMania. Obviously, we don't think he's gonna win, but damn if you are, damn if you're not. And as far as the fans go, IWC goes, you got every right to be pissed off tonight, because I was just like you guys. 2.5 to maybe 2 3/4. I'll give it that. But if you want to get the best fight out of the gauntlet, Daniel Bryan versus Shinsuke Nakamura, hands down. There's no other debate. Anthony Florio, it's yours.
Wow. Lots to talk about here. This match had a few interesting stories along the way. Nakamura felt like the odd man out in this contest, but he stole the show with one of his best performances in WWE in years. I probably would say since the road to WrestleMania 34, for goodness sakes. I think that's the last time he's looked that good. He and Corbin looked great together, and it was fun to see the planet's champion and the leader of the Yes Movement and the artist at it again. By the end of this performance from Nakamura, the artist looked as good as he ever has. He was made as a top face on the blue brand, even if he quote-unquote lost. It is clear that Nakamura is now set as a future top challenger to the Universal Champion. Adam Pearce is a veteran performer, getting potentially his one big break. He has worked well as an authority figure, and this may be the reward for his work in that role, as well as training in the Performance Center. The story is set to make him the biggest underdog possible for the head of the table. I know there will not be, MF mentioned, a lot of people are not terribly excited about the idea of Adam Pearce getting a Universal title match. But we have to be enamored by the storytelling with Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, and Paul Heyman. And I'm enamored by it that I have little doubt that they'll make this work and make it must-see television. There's plenty more to discuss here, though. Shinsuke Nakamura put in the spotlight heavily tonight in a way I certainly would not have expected a few months ago, let alone a few weeks ago. He and Cesaro have sort of been the designated jobbers of the SmackDown tag division for a while. But hey, if you want to rehabilitate a guy in short order, have an effective turn, and quickly put sympathy on your new babyface, a successful stint in a gauntlet match is certainly a strong way to do it. I believe we had the planning of seeds for a potential double turn, a potential possible heel turn for Apollo Crews, which could do him wonders, and perhaps a possible babyface turn for Shinsuke Nakamura. And if that happens, that actually might do wonders because he really wasn't working as a heel. He really wasn't. And
he's so charismatic and he's so awesome that if they turn Nakamura face, dude, he's so over with the fans. I'm a big Nakamura dude. I'm a big Nakamura fan, man.
Well,
please pull the trigger on it. Please pull the trigger on it, guys.
And if you do, maybe we'll get rid of that. Japanese rock band song of his, and maybe we'll get to do the whoa and all that again, maybe, and get the fans.
I think so. I think they will too. The fans want it. The fans been begging for it. Even though a lot of people does love the rock style heel music, but yeah, everybody was always into that other song.
And MF, wouldn't you agree that with the way Nakamura looked tonight, wouldn't you say that was the best he's looked since he won the Royal Rumble 3 years ago?
Yes, absolutely.
When he was on the road to WrestleMania and AJ Styles?
Oh, yeah, I agree. No doubt. And that could make him one of the favorites for this year's Royal Rumble, too. You got to keep an eye on him. You might want to keep a very close eye on Nakamura. He could make some noise in that Rumble this year, too. If they decide to pull him into that face, he could become one of the favorites that you might want to keep a close eye on.
Absolutely. And the most recent dirt sheet that I've heard as of late is that Daniel Bryan is the favorite to win the Royal Rumble. Heck, there was even rumblings about possibly Bill Goldberg. Oh God, if that happens.
Well, I think I heard something too. I'll hold on to it. I'll get to it in just a minute.
Definitely. But these matches are very tricky to rate. But I have to call this the second best fight of the night, mainly because of the finish. I mean, the finish really took away from everything. I have to give the fight of the night honors to the tag team title match. What happened at the end, I mean, if Pearce and Nakamura had actually gone at it and we ended up getting some moments out of that, then maybe I would have called fight of the night. But I got to knock it down a peg. But it was still fun, though. 3 to 3 1/4. That's the best I can go. So I don't know what else there is to say. I think did Bullock go or?
Bullock is the last one to go, and then we'll go into overall review.
All right, so Bullock. I mean, Nakamura. We said it during our Smackdown, Dad. This has been the best he's looked since that road to WrestleMania in 2018 when he won the Rumble. Best he's looked since then.
Yeah, I think this is definitely the best he's looked since he won that Royal Rumble back in 2018. So, yeah, the best match, obviously, of this gauntlet was obviously Daniel Bryan and Shinsuke Nakamura. I mean, the end definitely took away from it. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Adam Pearce challenging Roman Reigns for the Universal title at the Royal Rumble. So this is definitely some storytelling, and it's definitely something to definitely keep an eye on. So 2.5 stars is my rating for this. So there's really nothing more to add to it. So Fletch, let's get into overall thoughts.
All right, I'm going to lead off on the overall thoughts. I thought they did a good job. I think they did a very good job with SmackDown Live tonight. I think it was definitely a solid show. I'm not going to call it one of the greatest shows. I mean, it could have had some better moments. However, at the end of the day, I thought they did very well with it. I'm just going to say it like this. I thought at the end of the day, I think it could have been a lot better, but I'm not going to knock it for any. I'm not going to knock it at all because I thought they did a really good job with it at the end of the day. So, my final rating for the show, let me see. I think I'll give it this a solid, maybe 7. That's all I'm going to go. If I underscored it, forgive me. But I'll give it a 7. I thought it was a good show. It was solid for what it was worth. And Anthony Florio, I'll give it to you.
Yeah. Really strong outing following last week's small setback. Wrestlers seemed highly motivated in their work, and the results were largely positive. The tag team title match was strong, and the multi-layered storytelling in the main event gauntlet match was carefully built around the closing moments. WWE successfully began the restoration project of Shinsuke Nakamura while continuing to put over Roman Reigns, who wasn't even in the bout. And but the tag title match was great. The gauntlet match up until the end was great. The ending really took away from that. Unfortunately, the Intercontinental match could have been better, and the opening segment was great. Roman continuing to kill it as the best heel in the game right now. So I'm right there with you, MF. I'm going to give this about 7.5. That's the best I think I can go. So not much more to say. Michael Bullock, your thoughts? 7.5 for me.
Yeah, 7 out of 10 for me. I mean, I thought it was a good show. I mean, yeah, I mean, there are some things that I thought could have been better. I mean, especially the Intercontinental title match. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you guys pretty much touched on everything. So 7 for me. D.D. Woodson, it is yours.
I'll go 7.5. This is definitely a storyline building show. Yeah, there was some low moments, but no cutouts, which was great. But I think now that we've seen the ending, now I think we know kind of why they've got Sonya Deville in the same role as Adam Pearce. She may be taking over that role if this is going to become a permanent thing of him being in the ring. So we'll have to see what happens with that.
Yeah, I think that was also another thing that I also saw. Didi, yeah, Sonya Deville might actually now become the new authority figure for WWE. She might have just got promoted to now being, the liaison for WWE. So she might now that would be a good role for her. I
It would
think
be.
that would be very interesting because the last person that was a female authority figure was Paige. And I think we can admit, Paige did a pretty good job as general manager of SmackDown Live. Sonya Deville, ooh, this could be interesting with her running things.
And what was the tag team that was with Paige before she went into managing?
It was, if I believe,
Absolution.
Yeah, Absolution, Sonya Deville, and Mandy Rose.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we're going from Paige being that boss to now Sonya, who is in that group with her, now into that role.
That's interesting.
So, it is very interesting. But yeah, for me, this was about 7.5 show. Very good show. Like I said, lots of storyline building. So I'm not going to add too much more. The ending we all agree was crappy. So nothing else I'm going to add. So I'll see you guys Monday. Good night.
All right, good night, Dee Dee. And with that said, we're going to lead off right into the Mikey's Mindset, guys. Wrestle Kingdom 15. Here we go. All right, so as traditional for Wrestle Kingdom, they start out with with a 21-man battle royale, and this was for the King of Pro Wrestling trophy that was actually created by Okada, just as a little special tournament that will be going on. So it's a provisional trophy. What they do is the last 4 men who makes it into this match will have to fight in night 2 for the trophy. So the 4 men who make it to night 2 was Chase Owens from the Bullet Club, Bad Luck Fale from the Bullet Club, Bushi from Los Ignobles de Japón, and Toriano from Chaos. So those 4 men got to advance, and they go on to the Fatal 4-Way that will be at night 2. We'll get into that in just a little bit. Then we had the first fight of the night of the main show, as it was a one-on-one match with Humuro Takahashi, the ticking time bomb, and the winner of the Best of the Super Juniors. He went up against Super J Cup winner El Fantasma one-on-one, and the winner of this match will fight the Bone Soldier, Taiji Ishimori, on night 2 for the junior heavyweight title. The winner of the match was Takahashi in 17 minutes and 46 seconds. Now, a lot of people liked the match, but even for myself, I felt very underwhelmed. I think the match should have been a lot more better. I thought it was going to be a lot more harder, a lot more anything else. And with the 2 wrestlers and what they bring, you would think, oh, this is instantly going to be maybe 4, 4.5, maybe 5. No, this was maybe about 3 altogether. And I was a little disappointed with the match, to say the very least. All right, so next up we had was the Gorillas of Destiny, Tama Tonga Loya from the Bullet Club. They went up against Takashi and Zack Sabre Jr. for the IWGP World Tag Team Championship. The winners of the bout, 19 minutes, 18 seconds, and new IWGP World Tag Team Heavyweight Champions, the Gorillas of Destiny. It's 7th heaven for them. 7 times World Tag Team Champions, and for the first time ever, their first ever victory inside the Tokyo Dome on January 4. They've never won in the Tokyo Dome until now. The Gorillas of Destiny are once again the World Tag Team Champions. Solid match, good battle. I like the body of work, but again, there was a little something missing in this match. 3.25, 3.5 stars is my rating. Let's move on. Next up we had was Kenta going one-on-one with Shitori Kamoa, and the winner of this match will get to fight Jon Moxley sometime down the line for the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship. Kenta wins the match. This was a pretty good match. This was a solid fight. Another 2.5 to 3 stars. Really good. Not really that overly spectacular, but still solid match. I really had nothing more to say about this. Next up we had was Hiroshi Tanahashi versus the Great Okan. 17 minutes, 13 seconds. Hiroshi Tanahashi won the match. All right, I know what you're going to say. And when I call this, you're going to be like, what? Worst fight of the night. I'm sorry. I'm calling it. Two and a quarter to 2.5 stars is my rating for the match. Don't get me wrong. This was a good match. It was solid. But for the body of work of these two men, I was thoroughly disappointed. I was expecting something better than this. This was a paint-by-numbers match. I totally did not like this match at all. I talked to two of my buddies while we were watching Wrestle Kingdom. We watched the replay on our Discord, and I called them out on this. I felt like this was a very formulaic Hiroshi Tanahashi match. Gets beaten up early in the match, gets a couple of big moves down the line, and then ends it with the high fly flow. That's what we saw. That's what we got. I'm sorry. I don't give a damn if you come at me, NJPW fans. I don't give a damn if you come at me, IWC. I'm calling it the way I see it. I tell it like it is, like Anthony Floyos likes to said. This match was the worst fight of night 1 of Wrestle Kingdom 15. Next up we had was Kazuchika Okada, the Rainmaker, versus Will Ospreay. Okada wins the match, 35 minutes, 41 seconds. Oh my freaking God. You gotta be freaking kidding me, guys. Alright, you did it. You got it out of me. 5-star classic. This was absolutely insane. The body of work of both men, incredible match all the way through. You went from beginning to end. There was nothing bad about this match. This was craziness. They went all over the Tokyo Dome. Outside the ring, there was a nasty table spot, and I mean, this fight was absolutely insane. I couldn't believe it. My boys were marking out. I was flipping out. This was absolutely incredible. Great match, great fight, great battle, and that was co-main event of the night. And you're thinking, good luck to Kota Ibushi and Tetsuya Naito, because now they gotta follow that? Are you kidding me? Well, they did. And it was for the IWGP Heavyweight and IWGP Intercontinental titles. Naito, the champion, Ibushi, the challenger, the winner of the bout, in 31 minutes and 18 seconds. And no! IWGP Heavyweight and IWGP Intercontinental Double Champion Kota Ibushi, the Golden Star, rises to the occasion. 5-star classic. Again, back-to-back 5-star classics on night 1 of Wrestle Kingdom. Oh my God, what a match. This was amazing. Another great body of work match. If there's any matches you need to see from Wrestle Kingdom night 1, these are it. Go out of your way to watch these two fights, and you're gonna be blown away from this match. Anthony, I know I've sent you the link via the Facebook. Watch these two matches. You want to see great professional wrestling? You want to see the greatest wrestlers in the world? This is it. Go out of your way to watch this. This was amazing. All right, so with night 1 in the book, we go into night 2. So we started off with, of course, the fatal 4-way. And when it was all said and done, the winner of the bout, in 7 minutes and 34 seconds, and this was the provisional King of Pro Wrestling Trophy 2021. This was Chase Owens, Balak Fale, Bushi, and Toriano. Toriano won the match in 7 minutes and 34 seconds. Okay, by default, worst fight of the night. I'm not even going to rate that. This was about 2 stars for the rating. There's really nothing more to say. We're just going to move right on along. So, next up we had was the IWGP Junior Tag Team titles on the line. El Desperado and Cameroon, they went up against Yoshiki Takahashi and Master Windu, winners of the bout, and still the IWGP Junior Tag Team Champions, Suzuki-gun. They won the match. Okay, alright, solid match. This was about I could probably say about 2 3/4 to 3 stars. Nothing more to say. Next up we had was Shingo Takagi versus Jeff Cobb for the Never Openweight title. Winner of the bout in 21 minutes and 11 seconds, and still the Never Openweight champion, Shingo Takagi. Oh my freaking God. Okay. This match is the ultimate be a man fight. This match went pillar to post, up and down, all over the place, and these guys killed each other. I mean, literally killed each other. This was 4 stars. I'm calling it 4 to 4.5. This was an incredible match, great fight, great wrestling psychology, and this match just, I mean, it went nuts. It was unbelievable. It was back and forth and everything you want to talk about. Great professional wrestling, great action, hard hitting, be a man, hoss fight, whatever you want to call it. These guys damn near killed each other, and I loved it. So, next up we had was Sanada versus Evil. Sanada won the match. 23 minutes and 40 seconds. Another 3.5 to 3 3/4. This was good enough. Solid match. Nothing more to say. Then we had Yujiro Takahashi versus the Bone Soldier Taiji Ishimori for the Junior Heavyweight title. Winner of the bout. 25 minutes and 31 seconds. And new IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, Yujiro Takahashi. Great match. 4.5 stars. Great wrestling psychology by both men. Takahashi still nursing the broken hand he suffered in night 1. Sold that injury really well and really did a great job in showing why he was deserving of winning the belt. Main event on night 2, double championship, Intercontinental and IWGP Heavyweight titles on the line. The champion Kota Ibushi, the challenger Jay White. Winner of the bout, 48 minutes and 5 seconds, and still the IWGP Heavyweight and IWGP Intercontinental double champion Kota Ibushi. 5-star plus. Classic match. One of the greatest matches I've ever seen in the history of wrestling. That's how good this fight was. The only knock, and I got a major nitpick here, the match was way too long. It didn't need 48 minutes. That's the only nitpick I had. I think if you would have done 30, 35, that would have been fine with me. 48 was a little bit of an overkill for me. I can't even last 48 minutes. I mean, if I need to do an Iron Man match, okay, I get it. I could live through that. But no, honey, no. Don't IWGP New Japan, please do not do that to me ever again. That's all I ask. Don't ever do that to me ever again. That was a great match. It was unbelievable. It was a roller coaster match. You had to go through so many emotions in the match. But my God, man, I can't do another 48-minute match like that. That's going to downright kill me. And that's what it did. It killed me after watching that match. I was so exhausted just watching the match after it was all said and done. I don't even know how the hell I even survived it. But I did. I made it. And, yeah. So, now we're going to go into the New Year's, I'm going to go into the New Year's Dash really quick. It was Yuji Nagata going one-on-one versus Gabriel Kidd. Yuji Nagata won the match. Then we had Minoru Suzuki and Doki. He went up against Tiger Mask and Yuri Uramu. Doki and Minoru Suzuki won the match. Then we had a 6-man tag team fight. Actually, no, 6-man tag team fight. The Empire, Will Ospreay, Great Khan, and Jeff Cobb. They went up against Yota Tagashi, which is Tenzin and Kohama, and it was the Empire winning that match. Then after that, we had the Bullet Club versus Suzuki-gun. It was a Bullet Club. Tonga Toga, Tagaloa, El Fantasmo, and Taiji Ishimori. They went up against Tagashi, Zack Sabre Jr., El Desperado, and Kemariu. It was Bullet Club winning the match. And once it was all said and done, Taiji Ishimori and El Fantasma kind of basically had their hands posing with the junior tag team titles. Maybe that might mean maybe Bullet Club and Suzuki-gun might be fighting for the junior tag team titles down the line. We'll see what happens there. Then we had another multi-man match. It was an 8-man tag team fight, as it was Chaos, Yoshihashi, Ishii, Goto, Toru Yano, and the Rainmaker, Karushika Okada. Actually, 10-man tag. They went up against Chase Owens, the Tokyo Pimp, Yujiro Takahashi, my boy, Bad Luck Fale, Evil, and Jay White. When it was all said and done, it was Chaos winning the match, as it was Tamaro Ishii, as he beats Jay White with the vertical brain buster. Oh boy, Jay White was hurting after that. Next up was our main event of the evening, as it was Los Ignobles de Japón in an 8-man tag, as it was Shingo Takagi, the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, Yujiro Takahashi, Bushi, and Tetsuya Naito. They went up against Sho and Master Windu, Rocky Romero, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and the IWGP Heavyweight and IWGP Intercontinental Double Champion Kota Ibushi, and Los Ignobles de Japón ganó. They won the match, and when it was all said and done, as the show basically ended, you had a little bit of a square down, as you had Tanahashi and Shingo. They were looking at each other. You had Sho and Hermaru going at each other, and then you had Sanada, and he was eyeing down Kota Ibushi. Now remember, the night before, when Kota Ibushi won over Jay White, Sanada open challenged Kota Ibushi for both belts. Sanada now eyeing down the champion, Kota Ibushi, who said now he might be the new god of New Japan. Well, all of a sudden, now you got Sanada from Los Ignobles de Japón. He's got his eyes on the richest prize in the industry, the IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental titles. And actually, Kota Ibushi actually has made it very, very known that he would like to unify both belts and make it one grand title. Now, I don't know if New Japan will do that. That was a suggestion by Kota Ibushi. We'll have to wait and see if he gets his wish and he gets to unify both belts and turn it into one big world championship. That's it. We're done. So, on Monday night is another edition of Ridiculously Raw, hosted by Anthony Florio, and we do it all over again. Then on Wednesday Night Mayhem. On Thursday, we're going to have the recap of the National Championship game. We do got some news from baseball that we're going to get into, plus our main event of the evening. We will also be previewing the upcoming NHL season. We got that coming up. 4 new divisions, 4 different. The divisions are so different. We even got an all-Canadian division, y'all. We're going to be talking about that. Our main event of that night is the NFL divisional playoffs. So we got all that coming up. And then 1 week from tonight, we do another edition of Cerebral Smack Talk. But we're going to be talking about Smackdown Live this time around. And we will be previewing Impact Wrestling, their first event of the year, their first pay-per-view event of the year. That's going down on the next week. We'll cover that. We'll preview that.
Hard to kill.
Hard to kill. So with that said, for Anthony Florio, for Michael Bullock, for D.D. Woodson, I'm Michael Fletcher. You know the routine, everybody. Hugs and hand pounds. We're out. We'll see you guys on Monday night. Until then, so long for now.
Goodbye.